Okay guys, let's get right into the stock market technical analysis. If you're new to the channel, we cover stock trade ideas, we go through the charts. Really everything that I'm pointing out here are opportunities to make money, all right? So that's at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is look for trade ideas that haven't played out yet. I'm not calling, I'm not saying, oh, let's go long and buy Tesla after it's rallied a whole bunch. We're looking for opportunities before they show up in the price. Okay, that's how you make money in the stock market. You need to find those opportunities early and then sell to everyone when they, after the herd shows up and they start jumping and piling on board and getting FOMO. So drop me a thumbs up if you guys find value, and if you're interested in learning this as a skill set and not just following along with these videos, take my course. It's a $99 course for 4 to 5 hours of video training, well worth your money, good value on your money there. It will teach you the skills that are needed to be profitable, at least with this trading strategy, okay? There's other strategies and other styles, but my strategy and what I teach in my daily videos, I outline in my course. I give you guys a checklist. Check that out. Link in the description below. You won't be disappointed. All right, triple Qs. We are going to start out with tech, as I always like to. More selling today right here on the daily chart. You'll see here, if I go to the hourly, you'll see that basically we had that negative divergence. So we were building that negative divergence right here. And basically divergent highs all through here. We finally broke. The selling's starting to become a little more impulsive. You'll see here we started to sell down, kind of baselined at the first level of support, which there was a gap right there. So they held that pretty much all day yesterday, and then today, boom, and it's all selling all day. Okay, every single hourly candle. So that makes sense. All right, now we have a minor level of support right here, about 357. It's kind of the former resistance area. I think we're going lower though, and we've got some more support down here at 351.50 area. All right, going back to the daily, you can just see we are continuing to sell down. And it makes sense what's going on because we ran up to the 200-day. Again, popped the 200-day right here on this one day and then selling the net, all selling following that. Very similar to what happened back here on February 2nd. We popped the 200-day and then failed and rolled over. So again, that looked like the area to short. And if you were following along on my channel, this is when I talked about the fact that I was shorting the market again. I was getting short all kinds of the things I've been looking at, and so far so good. All right, looking for lower prices on this one. Again, on the daily chart, this 351 looks like relatively decent support, so we'll probably get a bounce there. At some point, there's going to be a little bit of a battle because we have this uptrend line. We're pulling back, and they're going to want to battle it out to make it look like this was just a pullback in an ongoing uptrend, all right? I don't think that's what's going on. What I think is going on is we are in a downtrend which started really back in January of this year, and we made our first leg lower. We had a counter trend rally. That's exactly what this looks like, a counter trend rally, and then we're going to roll over and make new lower lows. All right, so that's how I'm trading this. Next kind of longer term target is still down there at about that 300 down to 297 area on triple Qs. And from where we're at right now, that's a drop of about another 17%, all right, to the downside. So that's what I'm looking for longer term, but there will be zigs and zags along the way. All right, so we'll just take it day by day on the charts. Okay, moving over to the SPY. Since really the Qs is really what I'm more interested in trading, I just want to point out the bigger picture in the SPY. So here's your weekly chart going back to 2009. So this is the bull market in the SPY over the last 12, 13 years or so. And clear upward channel. All right, this is a support line. We had lots of weekly reactions holding support, holding the bull trend. The bull trend actually ended in 2018. That was the initial breakdown right here, and the Fed stepped in and pumped the market back up with cutting interest rates and doing QE. So that's basically Fed induced. Then we hit resistance right there, and this is where I was talking about shorting. I shorted the market right up here, and we caught the COVID crash. Most people didn't catch that. Most people just rode that thing down because it happened so quickly. Most people were just kind of blindsided. Then again, the Fed stepped in again with their huge QE, cut interest rates down to zero again, and did their and did a lot of QE. So this is Fed induced. Now the Fed, we were able to recover the bull trend back in 21. So here you can see the recovery of that trend. So once it was recovered, it was kind of like, all right, clear sailing, everything's great. And that's fine. But we broke trend again back here in January of this year with a big old sell signal, big red candle. That's the biggest red candle that you can find for quite a while, really going back since the COVID drop, I think. But there's your sell signal. It broke right below the 200. And then all we've been doing, we're below trend, and we've just been doing some back testing. So we backtest resistance, we fail. We backtest resistance. So far, we are failing. We are below trend. And the Fed is not here to save us. You know, the Fed's not here to save the market. The Fed has massive inflation to deal with. So very unlikely that you're going to see the Fed come in and do QE and you know, they don't have any interest rates to cut. They have a quarter point. But so basically they're raising interest rates. So likely what's going to happen, again, I'm thinking we're entering a bear market, and it's based on this trend line, all right? We were entering a bear market here, the Fed saved it. We entered a bear market here, the Fed saved it. We're entering a bear market here, will the Fed save it? Very likely they will not. They do not have the ammunition to do that. So I'm looking for bear market price action. It's not going to go straight down. We're going to work our way lower over time. Okay, small caps. We'll go down to the daily chart on the small caps. All right, key level of resistance on the small caps is about right here. I'm not sure what happened to my line, but it's right there at 209. All right, so extend that out. Okay, look, this is the year-long trading range that the small caps was in for over a year. I've been harping on this day in and day out because, again, most people don't realize bear markets are showing up until after it's played out. And after you have a big, huge sell down and all the headlines are doom and gloom, that's when everybody talks about a bear market. Well, the money's already been made in that opportunity. So we're looking to make opportunity in this bear market, or what I perceive to be an oncoming bear market, before it shows up. So here's support, 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 support. There's support. We finally broke. Resistance failed. Resistance failed. And then recently, as I zoom in, break above, made it look like it was going to break. But again, if you look at the hourly chart, this breakout that was taking place had negative divergence. There it is on the momentum indicators telling me that this breakout had a high probability of failing. And so far, boom, failed. All right, going back to the daily chart. So we break above, made it look like it was going to break out. Very next day failed, and it's selling ever since. All right, so that is a bull trap. That breakout was a bull trap. If you took it, you're underwater on that trade, and we're looking for lower prices. So until we take out this 209 area, it's pretty simple, you know. Until we take this out with conviction, you know, if we take it out again and we see some volume, we burn through the divergences that existed, and we just take it out clearly, then I'll change my tune, you know, and I'll say, okay, something's changed. But until we take that out, I think this was a bull trap, and we're heading lower. My next target or profit target on this is about 173 down to 170. These levels down here, lots of support. That's kind of your pre-COVID. That was your pre-COVID levels right in here. So that was resistance before the COVID crash. I think we're heading down there on this move. And we'll probably hear about the Fed trying to support the market down there if they're going to try. Maybe they'll back off on their rate hikes or something like that. Okay, oil. On oil, this is oil futures. We've got an uptrend line on the daily chart to watch right here. Starting to break it. You can see just today they're actually breaking it. It's not that impulsive though. Okay, it's breaking, but it's kind of hanging in there. So when I zero down to the hourly chart, we get a different picture. Yes, this is a breakdown. It is a potential sell signal, but when I zero down on the hourly chart, one thing that I don't like about this breakdown, for one, not very impulsive. It's just kind of, you know, chopping below, and we have bullish divergence. All right, so this momentum, let me kind of mark this out right there. So bullish divergence, these lows, that's a divergent low. All right, so there's a higher probability that this breakdown here is not going to be a breakdown. It's going to recover. All right, so that is, I'm not interested in shorting oil, although I'm looking for a short on oil. I don't know if this is it. I just don't see it yet. Looking at some of the oil stocks like DVN, this looks like a good short setup, but it's just not triggered yet. So DVN, big negative divergence. See the momentum, how it's just going lower, lower. Each new high can't make a new higher high. It makes a lower high. All right, and there, it's the same for the PPO. Negative divergence while price is kind of drifting higher, momentum's going lower. That's divergence. All right, so we're watching this trend line. This is really what I'm watching. And I've also got what I've marked out as a potential bearish rising wedge right here. So this is this bearish rising wedge. And really what I'm watching is this trend line coming off of October 2020. Support, support, little whip down below, but they recovered it. So there's support. Another whip down, pretty whippy. It's definitely a, there's been a lot of whipsaws. We need a nice solid breakdown sell signal. You can see each one of these breakdowns, it broke down at the open, but buyer stepped in and it recovered. It was barely breaking down by the end of the day. And same with here. So need a big red breakdown candle. And you're going to want to see oil breakdown as well. And I just don't see it yet. So maybe we've got another move higher and then it'll break. For now, just watching it. Okay, individual trade ideas, TSM. Again, talked about shorting this right here at resistance, 107, 108. It's about 108 right there. All right, so we shorted it originally right there on the breakdown, caught a little bit of the move. Then it covered that trade when we covered all our shorts a couple weeks ago. And I re-shorted again just a couple days ago. But right there, as we ran right into resistance, that's the objective area to short at. So far, it's profitable. You know, we're up by, if you shorted it right at the resistance level, up by about 5% or so. And looking for lower prices. Again, this on the daily chart was major resistance. Look at all these reactions here that were support, and now it's resistance. So, okay, so I like it. Also, this did come with slight negative. It did come with negative divergence as well. So this little rally right here on the hourly chart, you can see that we were going lower on the momentum, and we were going. Where'd my RSI go? We were going higher on. There it is. Higher in price. Popped a new high in price on the hourly, and yet momentum was diverging, going lower. So high probability that that was going to fail, and so far it has. So I'm looking for lower prices in TSM. Ultimately looking for, you know, pretty much lower prices, but probably down to 76, 67 as our next level of support. All right, so that's our next target in this one. Gold, this is gold bullion, kind of drifting sideways for the last few weeks. So again, just middle of the range. Support is down here. Big support. Resistance is up there. We're in the middle, so no change. The miners, GDX, I've adjusted my line again. I've really been trying to find these miners seem to be holding strength, and a lot of the miners look good. GDX, my line was a little off, so I adjusted it. So right now I've got these marked out. This is coming off the January 28th lows. You've got support here, and then we had another tag of support there. So I've got three reactions that can give me a trend line, and then on the top I've got this triangle kind of compressing basically. So gold looks bullish, the miners look bullish. No real divergence either. If you see here, we are making kind of lower lows. This high right here was slightly lower than this high, and so is momentum. All right, so we're just compressing. We're coiling for what I think is a breakout. All right, so I'm looking for miners to break out. Gold looks like it's just kind of treading water. Okay, semiconductors. I like shorting these semiconductors, and I am short a couple of them. Nvidia, I'm short. TSM, I'm short. Qualcomm's taking a hit today, so I like shorting these semiconductors, and let me show you why. Daily chart here. Bearish rising wedge. This is kind of the big pattern I've been playing. So bearish rising wedge. Up here at the top, we broke out to the upside, but that breakout came with big negative divergence right there. So very high probability that was going to be a false breakout, and it was. So then we trade down to the bottom of the wedge. You can see we back test, chop around a little bit, and recently they tried to rally it right back into the wedge, but boom, big impulsive selling. All right, they're smashing this thing right back down. Okay, so that is, to me, setting us up for continuation to the downside. So I don't see, you know, we got some support right here at 433, and that's where I believe we're heading in the near term. We'll probably break that and head down to the next level of support, which really isn't till about, I could maybe adjust this, but I see a support zone about 387.50. So kind of right down in there, I think, is your next level of support. All right. So I like shorting these semiconductors. They look like they're going lower. I can show you Nvidia here. On the daily chart, we had this impulsive rally. This is all the counter trend rally that I believe we have. Here's your former high, all right? So what I think is going on is, look, you've got this uptrend in Nvidia that started back in 2020, support all through here. Okay, we finally broke trend, and this was like a back test, and we're now going to make lower lows. So you can see we're making lower lows, all right, or sorry, lower highs, lower lows. We'll take out the low, and we'll just continue the downtrend. This was the uptrend here. The uptrend broke, came with negative divergence. We broke the uptrend, and we're now starting a downtrend. So to me, it was a perfect opportunity to short right up here at this most recent rally highs, and that's why I put out the video talking about how I was getting short again. I brought it up a couple days ago in the video, and so far this has all been profitable. So Nvidia from the highs right here so far is down about 9%, so we're profitable on that one, and I'm looking for a lot lower prices on these as well. So okay, that's all I have for right now. There's lots of trade ideas. There's lots of shorts that are out there that I think look pretty good, but I'm just trying to point out some of the key ones. Guys, I'm going to do a live stream tomorrow at 9:30 Pacific time, so join in on that. If you have any charts you want me to specifically look at, you know my thesis for the market right now is a bear market, so I'm definitely geared towards trying to find opportunities to the downside. But there's always opportunities to the upside as well. I like the miners long, the gold miners long. I like oil for right now. I like long, although we're looking for a short there. And then I like these tech stocks, these growthy stocks for shorts. So drop me a thumbs up. Check out my course. See you on the live stream tomorrow.